Hello everyone and welcome. My name is TheSparrowsJourney. This is Fallout 4. We're gonna talk a little bit about melee builds. And I've did something that a lot of people thought it was not possible, which is playing melee only. Okay, melee only. I never used VATS and I'm yet to use the power suit. Now there's three ways to do this. You either use the current build I'm on, which is a tanky guy that can stand a lot of damage. Then you have the stealth melee build, which obviously you use VATS with, and you use stealth. Then you have the, I would say, what looks a little bit more like the build that I'm currently using, which is mostly the same thing, but using VATS. But if you are hit, I don't know, 3 times or 4 times, because if I said that I'm doing all of this in survival difficulty, max difficulty in Fallout 4. Now, the one where you don't use VATS, the one where you don't have any agility, you don't have too many action points, so you are unable to use VATS. It's the one where you start, and this is how I started, and it worked pretty fine with me. 9 strength, 1 perception, 8 endurance, 3 charisma, 1 intelligence, and 1 agility, and finally 5 luck. My stats currently are looking a little bit different because I've been, now leveling a little bit more. I have perception with 2 points because most likely I picked up a doll, and I have strength up to 10 because when you enter Sanctuary Hills for the first time, there's a magazine hidden in your own home near the baby crib. If you pick up that magazine, you can choose one of the main stats, and I chose strength. So all in all, in the beginning, the stats that I have is 10 strength, 1 perception, 8 endurance, 3 charisma, 1 intelligence and agility, and 5 luck. Luck is up to 5 just because of one of the perks, and now we're gonna get into the perks. This only to have Idiot Savant, which grants you more experience for each action you do in the game. And this is your main priority. At some point in the game, almost nothing can kill you if you do this right. At some point. But before you reach that point, you're gonna suffer. And you're gonna suffer a lot. Let this be a warning for the people that don't like to die a lot. For people that don't like to use block, for instance, and they don't like this tactical, you hit me and now I hit you and now I block your attack kind of thing. That aside, Idiot Savant allows you to get more experience. If you come down to this level over here, this is the first level into Idiot Savant. It grants you 3 times the normal experience you would get for something like unlocking safes, for unlocking doors, hacking, even killing. This is the only perk I have into the luck lane. Obviously, there's things that you're gonna use in the future, like Bloody Mess, which will give you a bonus damage, which is always useful. But there's things that take priority right now. The second perk I would put in my priority would be Lone Wanderer, which is this one over here in the Charisma build. And this is the only reason why I increased my Charisma up to 3 to get Lone Wanderer. Lone Wanderer increase your carry capacity by 50, and it allows you to take less 15% damage if you don't have a companion. This is great. Obviously, you cannot use the companion, and that's terrible for the people that like to hear what companions have to say and whatnot. But here's something that all people don't realize, is that you can use Dogmeat with this. Dogmeat is not considered a companion per se for this perk over here. You need whatever damage resistance you can get. And this is one of the few perks you can get to lessen the damage you take in the first initial stages of the game. This will be my second perk that I would choose in my priorities. All of these perks are essential for a melee build of this kind, but you can give them different priorities if you choose to do so. The third perk I would choose in my priority list would be down here in the strength lane, Rooted. Basically what Rooted does is, if you stand still, you will not only have more damage resistance, but your attacks in melee and unarmed will deal more damage. 25 10% more damage. That's freaking amazing. That's a great boost. You can't just run to the guy and then stop and attack. It takes some time to get used to, but in the end, it's really worth it. The bonus is worth it. So what do you want to do? Again, just run, stop, and attack. Just try to, before clicking your mouse and attack the guy, just stop moving. Just stop pressing any of the directional keys, and you will have that bonus into effect. It has been tested, and that's how it works. As long as you're not moving at all, you're using that bonus. Next, I would pick, and again, this is personal preference, I would pick Armorer, so that I can upgrade my equipment, whatever it is. I don't even wait for legendary equipment. Believe me or not, in level, I would say 9, 10 or something like that, you will have more damage resistance than a level 40 character if it doesn't pick armor. It's amazing, and in this kind of builds, you're gonna need this. Let's see, 101 damage resistance. That's projectile resistance and physical damage, if I'm not mistaken. Then you have energy resistance and radiation resistance. Next perk I would choose is, and obviously because you get to a point where you stop dealing as much damage as you wish, I gotta pick Big Leagues. If you want to go for unarmed damage, choose Iron Fist instead. If you, like me, want to go with melee weapons like swords, sledgehammers, axes, which is the one I have right now, just go with Big Leagues, and you will deal a lot more damage, and you have an increased chance to disarm your opponent. Now, another perk I would choose is Toughness. Before choosing Toughness, I'm not entirely sure at this moment right now, but you can probably already increase Untitled Savant. Untitled Savant requires level 11 to reach its second level. Always prioritize advancing the levels in each perk, the ones that I've mentioned so far, before getting new ones. Cannibal would be at the bottom of my priority list, because you can always use steam packs, you can always use things like meat, cooked meat and whatnot, so Cannibal is not really needed. From this point on, you want to pick things that you personally like. It's not required something like Lead Belly, but I wanted to pick it up because I want to use stuff that I pick around, stuff like canned food or flowers, or even meat that I cannot cook. I want to use all of that. So that's the reason why I chose Elite Belly. Other useful stuff that I would pick, and that I picked actually right now, is Blacksmith. Blacksmith allows you to improve your melee weapons. Obviously, at some point I would suggest Bloody Mess. Adamantium Skeleton is really useful as well. It reduces limb damage. I have some rad resistance here. I chose to have rad resistance because I still don't have the rad resistance suit. Life Giver is a no-brainer as well. At some point I will pick this up. Now this is going to entirely depend on how you want to play the game in melee spec. If you want to use a fast weapon like this, Poisoner's Switchblade, and you will eventually have to have 3 different weapons or 2 different weapons. You know, the axe and the power fist don't really differentiate themselves much over here, other than the axe does more damage. This is probably better if you are facing bosses, because the more hits you land on the target, the more damage it will take. I would, for instance, recommend you in terms of gear to get the Ragnarok costume and the axe, this axe over here, Grognak's axe, which you can get both from the very same place. Hubrik Comics, which is in the east of Diamond City. There we go. It's over here, near the Trinity Tower, where you get strong. So come to this place, bring Kate if you don't have lockpicking, and she will lockpick the chest where the axe is at. The costume gives you 2 strength, which is the base of your build. Having more strength is never too much. Use first person. Use first person a lot, especially against humans, because if there's one thing you gotta do a lot with this build, is blocking. Blocking is gonna be the secret for you to do this. But at some point, you will no longer need to block, trust me. You can just steamroll through the whole group without any problems. You're not gonna need action points for VATS, you're not gonna use VATS, so you can just use your power attack when you get to them, like so, as long as you hit them. Then you're out of action points. And then just change to first person and try to block as much as you can. Another tip I can give you is always use block after attacking. If you ever played Vermintide, you're gonna pretty much find this familiar. What you do is you attack, you let the animation go, and then block right after, which grants you a block if they decide to hit you. If you, for instance, fail the hit and they attack, you will prevent them from using that attack. So you attack and you block right after. You attack and block right after. It seems that I do it much better when I use first person. I'm not sure if this is working how it is intended, because it seems that I'm doing the same time, either on third person or first person, but it's working better in first person. At this point, I can safely say that I can kill almost everything that is, you know, within my level. I've already killed the Swan boss, and I did that by using a lot of blocking and some kiting when I needed to heal. I already killed guys like the Paladin Danzi, which was also not easy. So I'm gonna say goodbye over here. Let me know if this worked for you. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of gameplay. You can just, you know, create a new character, try it over and over again, just like I did with these different melee builds. Just let me know if you think there's a perk which you think would be more useful than the ones I have right now. And we can discuss it in the comment section of this video. My name has been TheSparrowsJourney. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you somehow in Fallout 4. And I will see you on the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you have enjoyed. Bye-bye.